Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Elements of Creation. So this is just an intro because it's so much information. So I just want to speak about topics that I'm going to be teaching on within this series. So again, Elements of Creation, look for it to be like maybe 2 to 3 video tops or maybe 4 because it's so in depth of the information that I'm going to teach you. So right now, today's intro deals with, how choreographers can create a dance piece through improv, direction, and revision. So the four ways to approach this is: one, using shape; two, space; three, timing; and four, dynamic. So, as a dance movement therapist, just to give you a little background, while I was in grad school, there was a method that they taught us, and that was called LMA, and that stands for Laban Movement Analysis. And was that within that class, it just opened up a whole new, fresh perspective for me on how to look at the body and how it moves. It just created a more intimate way to develop dance pieces on a choreographic level, but as a therapist, you know how to analyze and look at the body language to see how people are feeling within that movement and how they're expressing their emotions on the non-verbal level. So again, the method was called LMA, and I used that method to enhance my choreography and just look at it very, very differently. So there's 4 elements today that I'm going to talk about. Number one is the body. If you notice, on Wednesdays I just focus on certain body parts, and my goal within that series is to get choreographers to focus on moving outside, the hands and the arms and the legs, which was what we do all the time, but I want them to connect to why they do it. And also, like I said, to use other body parts like, the shoulders and the elbows and the torso and the pelvis. And there's very creative ways that you can move other body parts than the original, the raising of the hands or the waving of the arms and so forth. So again, that was body parts. The second element I wanted to focus on is space. So it was in the space that I want to focus on the size of the movement, levels, directions, and pathways. An example of size of the movement is if I have a dancer to, express a certain part of the song, they can either move huge or they can move small. So they can, broaden their movement, or they can shrink and go real small within inside themselves. So that's just an example of how you want to move within the space when it deals with size of the movement. The third element is called time. I want to focus on speed. I want to focus on rhythm. So if I want a dancer to move very fast, like a running movement, or if I want them to move slow, I want them to just walk very slowly. Okay, that's an example of time, and that focuses on speed and rhythm. And the last element is energy, and I want to focus on flow, weight, force, or the stillness of the body. So what I mean by force is if you have a group of dancers that's stomping their feet, they can either stomp their feet real hard, like they're going to stomp to the ground, or they can stomp very light, like they're creeping around somewhere. So those are just examples of energy. Then again, this is going to be like maybe a 2 to 4 series video that I want to really express and break down what it means. And again, you can use choreography to create a dance any type of way. I just sharing with you what I've learned within grad school, and how this method just really gave me a fresh perspective on how to choreograph a dance piece. It also helps, and again, I'm going to say it, and many people may disagree, but praise dance leaders should learn how to be a student of dance. It just gives you the control and the power to create a dance however you want to, instead of bringing in a consultant or a choreographer and then explaining how you want to dance to be. Because my experience, I was brought in to help praise dance leaders to create a dance, but the way they explained it to me and then I did it, we would always go back and forth, and I would always have to revise and redo because it wasn't to their liking, and that can cause a problem. So again, I think it's very important that praise dance leaders learn to dance, and you don't have to spend gobs of money. You can take a class once a month, twice a week, go to a conference, and whatever steps that you learn, you can record it, you can go home and you can practice it, and you can wait for the next dance conference. Watch videos and follow what I said as far as direction. If you're going to watch YouTube videos of movements, just be mindful of the movements and what they represent. But you can take those movements, the technique, and the style of it and create it and then make it your own. Again, there's nothing wrong with learning choreography, and I did a video where I break down what choreography means and the steps and the style of dance. So there's nothing wrong with being a student of dance. It just gives you the freedom to do what you want and the power to, you know, how you want to create your own pieces and how you want to use your dances instead of relying on somebody else and then sitting back, you know, dissatisfied with what they're doing instead of you having the power to do it yourself. Okay, guys, that was it. And today's topic was elements of creation. And again, this is going to be a long series because I want to focus on shape, space, timing, and dynamic. And I want to teach you the elements on how to do that. All right, subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments, your thoughts, and opinions within the box. I really enjoy these series. I really hope that you guys are learning something and getting something from it. I'm just trying to develop a framework of praise dance ministry and, you know, just teach on the spectrum of it. So be blessed. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Take care and be blessed.